I'm so glad to be here with you guys. I am actually glad because I know that all of you and you are like me. We have to deal with life, the muck, the stuff, the things that actually make our lives challenging, if you know what I mean. Sometimes our life tends to look like this really big ball, the world, on our shoulders. Oh, we wake up in the morning and it starts feeling so good. I could handle this. And then we start walking and doing and living. And suddenly it gets heavier and heavier and heavier. And in that moment, we suddenly are feeling all of the things that we deal with. You know, life, family, children, toddlers with diapers. We start dealing with teenagers. Whoa. We start dealing with those college kids. Oh, and then they come home. And we keep on waiting for them to leave. And they're still 40. Oh, and then we start dealing with work. You know what I'm talking about. Do the report. Do that report. Smile. Be nice to the customer. I don't feel like being nice to the customer, but smile at any rate. Come on, let's do the work. Why aren't they doing? I'm doing all this work. We have to do some more meetings, some more magazines, some more reports. Oh my gosh. Yes. Oh yes, sir. No, sir. Absolutely, sir. No problem, sir. As we walk through that. Oh, and then we have relationship. Do you know somebody who will love me? Oh, then we have our husbands, our wives, and we see all the things that they do to us. We suddenly know the hairs that we want to cut. We suddenly notice them asking a lot, when's dinner? We suddenly notice that we have to shop and it's 6 o'clock. Y'all know what I'm talking about, that 6 o'clock rush. Oh, and then there's a community. Let me serve. Let me give back. Oh, I'll mentor. Yes, let me help out. Oh, me? Yes, I'll be in charge of the fundraiser. No problem. Oh, you want me to be a soccer coach? Sure, no problem. Oh, what? Oh, yeah. I have to work out? Sure. I can do that. I can add another 30 minutes to my program. What? What? Oh, I'm supposed to meditate too? We all feel that way. We get stuck in the muck. We get stuck with the big world on our shoulders, and we walk with it. But there is another way. There is another way. And the other way is to see that we can actually hold the world in our hands. We could play with it and move it and change it by doing three very specific things. The first is knowing what you think is what you get. The second is it's not them, what they think. It's what you think that's most important. The third is to expect the best, to wear the crown, to know that people want to support you, want you to grow and help out. Here's what I want to do, is I'm going to go through those three things with you. Is that okay? Yeah. All right. Here's the first thing. What you see is what you get. So what I want you to do is take your spyglass. Come on, take your hand, stick it out. Yes, while you're sitting there, just stick it out and hold it next to your eye. That's it. Just hold it close and notice one part of the room. Just pick a place in the room and notice the color. Notice the shape. Notice the dirt. Notice all aspects of it. Great. Now you can take your hands down. Make sure that you don't have makeup on there. When we do that, we see things that we didn't notice in the room before. How many of you have noticed the dust bunnies that you didn't notice before? No guilt here. But what I want you to know is that we can focus on all the negative stuff. Our kids showing up late. The room being messy. Our husbands or wives having an attitude because they're tired. And we could focus on that and make it bigger and bigger and put it on our shoulders. And carry it around rather than looking at the good things. The fact that they're coming home. That's a good thing. The fact that they're there, because otherwise you might be looking. Actually, look around you. You may appreciate more what you have right now. So we have to focus on the good things, to focus on the strengths that they have, focus on what they bring to the relationship, focus on work. What are the good things at work? Hey, you've got work. Focus on all of those aspects of the good things, because that's how you'll get more of that. The second thing, it's not what they think. It's not what your family thinks. It's not what your boss thinks. It's what you think. You know, when we were teenagers, our parents just had to go like this. Or maybe they just went, and you knew what they were saying. You knew the message that they were telling you. You knew what they were trying to communicate. Or you thought you knew. There are times, all of us have been there, that we look at our kids and we don't want to make a facial expression. Even though we've heard the story 300 times. Now we'll sit there like this. And we're trying so hard not to go. We're trying so hard to really be engaged and listening. Even though it's the 5,000th time we've heard it. That's the thing that we tend to focus on. What are they thinking about us? More importantly, what do we think about us? Our bosses, when they come in, they look at you like this. We think it's about us because we're so busy doing this that it's got to be about us because it feels like it's about us. But really, it's as they're walking, they just went out to a Mexican restaurant, had a burrito, and they're walking, trying to get to the restroom. The last part is that it's up to us to change what we're thinking about the situation. And it's up to us to expect the best. Actually, what I want you all to do is imagine that you have a crown. All of you make believe you have a crown. It's gold, has jewels. Take your crown. And I want you to take the crown and put it on your head. Now, for me, I like to make it a little askew. But when you wear the crown, you suddenly sit strong, higher. You suddenly feel better. For a long time, I thought about clothing. I never knew that clothing made me feel better. Well, I did, but I thought that was a lie. Do you know, I used to think that if I dressed well, how I felt wasn't really me. How I felt about that was a lie. It wasn't until realizing about putting on the crown that, wait a minute, this is like putting on a crown. I can expect the best. I am worth the best. So when we put on the crown, when we put on the clothing, it's for us to know that we're worthy and for us to expect the best in our life. So here are the three things. One is what you see is what you get. The second is, it's not what they think, it's what you think. Absolutely. And the third, expect the best. Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. Thank you.